By 2066, arguments like Bergeron's had virtually replaced all other conversation in the workplace. That's because in 2065, all salaries were declared public record in an effort to provide transparency as declared federally mandatory. Knowing for certain another made twice your salary to do the same job stopped all amicable meetings and doings and happenings in the lines of work all across Noosa. Everyone stopped taking on the extra duties at their respective places of employment. There was no going back. Happy work friends turned to enemies. Enemies were even more hateful. Why should I do all the work because I make more, said Diana Glamper's widget maker at Everything Noosa to her one-time work friend Hazel Moon. We have the same job. You should do the same as me, no matter our salaries. I'm a single woman. I have less to spend than you do, and with your husband's salary factored in, you're better off. Well, I'm not doing more than you from here on out, said Hazel Moon, also a widget maker at Everything Noosa. You make $121,000. I only make $92,000. We have the same title, yes. We do the same work, technically. I mean, I volunteer for more subcommittees already anyway. And I have 2 children to take care of while you have none. No more. Until I make what you make, I'm doing less than you, dollar for dollar. I'll see that our salaries are evened out somehow. That same conversation echoed through buildings and farms and streets across Noosa. Bosses couldn't control the unstoppable infection. The disease was incurably rampant. You couldn't unknow the information, and you couldn't help feeling resentful of the unfairness now in your face. Work virtually stopped in all companies, with the exception of Kilgore Trout's crabbing empire, which bragged from day one all of its employees, from the part-time janitor up to the CEO, Kilgore himself, were to be paid an equal wage. Sure, that wage was a mere $75,000 per year, barely above the welfare line of the time, but there was no fighting among coworkers at KTCE, and you could come and go as you needed. Somehow more work got done at Kilgore's place on a daily basis compared to every other corporation in Noosa. People started fighting to work there so they could stop fighting with their colleagues and have people to laugh with again, to make the day go by in peace, smelling like fish or not. Still, most people didn't want to live at the welfare line, so most offices and mills and factories and farms were at a near standstill outside of the robotic workforce that couldn't feel jealousy or resentment. Something had to be done. That's when Senator Harrison Bonnygut stepped in and saved the day, proposing the "oh-no." The Kurt Bergerons of the world were so happy to see justice. No one was punished as they saw it. Everyone was finally treated equally, if you didn't include all the married couples in Noosa, but they were the minority by that point anyway. Eventually, there was an unforeseeable side effect, though. By the late 2070s, smart, motivated people stopped marrying and living with and procreating with other smart, motivated people. The system called for only one ambitious partner per couple. Otherwise, oh no, would not work. 2 tall poppies, as they came to be known, would no longer be able to legally find happiness together, as only one of them was allowed a paying job. The other would have to stay home, kids or not. At first, some tall poppy couples tried it, and some found they liked it, and everyone's salaries were hiked up a bit as part of the amendment called for. But to be the most benefit to Noosa, 2 tall poppies could no longer marry each other. Noosa needed all of the best and the brightest at work and the less bright ones at home, so it became Amendment 223 on January 1st, 2080. Little did Kurt Bergeron know that on November 11, 2081, his efforts with Senator Bonnygut would come to destroy his beautiful daughter, Yvonne. You see, Yvonne was in love with George Gutt, son of Senator Harrison Bonnygut. Yvonne and George had met as kids when their fathers started to work together. Growing up as they did, they both valued marriage, even though it wasn't what most of their friends did. They had been secretly seeing each other behind their families' backs. Yvonne and George were best friends and lovers. They were both getting ready to graduate from law school, which neither of them enjoyed. They both wanted to be artists, but neither family approved of or condoned the arts. What are they good for, Yvonne's father always said. You waste your time with those doodles of yours when you should be studying to be a lawyer or something valuable. You see, while Kurt and Mandy Bergeron both wanted the "oh-no" system they supported, they wanted their daughter to be a tall poppy. Tall poppies were respected and prestigious.